Hi, this is Dr. Sylvester. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why you should choose us if you have an ingrown toenail. So, ingrown toenails are a pain in the neck, as you know, if you're watching this video. They come in all different sizes and shapes. Sometimes they're just an irritation, sometimes you bleed, sometimes you have really painful experiences if you stub your toe, somebody steps on your toe. But ingrown toenail surgery is terrifying for a lot of people because they've all heard bad stories about it. But at Next Step Foot and Ankle Clinic, we've tried to do away with most of those bad experiences. For example, getting the toe numb. We use 5 techniques in our injections that make the injection largely painless. It happens every day. We have patients that come in and they're scared and they have the shot and they go, wow, that was a lot less than I thought. I've even done it on a 4-year-old child and she didn't cry. She was just sat there and I told her, just talk to me when I'm hurting you, let me know and I'll stop. If you just relax and let me do it, it'll be fine. And she sailed right through it. So if a 4-year-old can handle it, most adults can do fine with that. The other reason is we use a different technique to kill the root because, well, one thing is we make sure that we try to do a procedure that doesn't make it not come back. And it's a root destruction procedure. It's called a matricectomy. Now, most clinics will use a chemical. They'll use a chemical on their, and the chemical works fine, but the problem with the chemical is when you're done with it, you take the Q-tip or whatever you're using to put the chemical on out, and you have this pile of dead cells in there that the body has to get rid of. And maybe they're not dead, so you get a recurrence. So there's a risk with every ingrown toenail. There's a risk of recurrence no matter what you do. But we use the chemical, but then we also use what's called a Heifer Care. So it's a little heat device that basically cauterizes the area. So it does 3 things. 1, gets rid of all those dead cells, so your body doesn't have to clear them out. 2, it kills all the bacteria down there because the heat's pretty toxic to bacteria. And then 3, it creates, I think it creates a better long-term result because the likelihood of recurrence is less because you've added a second layer of, I guess you would say, second layer of cellular destruction, so the nail root doesn't produce a nail anymore. So I don't think anybody else uses a Heifer Care. I mean, I've never even heard of it, and I've checked. I have a lot of friends that are podiatrists, and nobody uses it. The reason is the machine's expensive. It's about an extra $5,000 or $6,000 to have that machine there. And so instead of, we invest that money in trying to make sure our patients are happier. So those are the reasons I think you ought to choose us if you have an ingrown toenail at Next Step Foot and Ankle Clinic. Thanks for listening.